started today is yoga for relaxation. We're going to do some things to get us strengthened and stretched out so we can be totally relaxed. So let's go ahead and hop on the mat. And I'm again going to sit on a block here. Sit in easy pose. And let's just get to our breath here. Go ahead, sit head over heart over pelvis. So if you want energy, you have palms up, but if you want to feel grounded and more of a relaxation, palms down here. They can be resting in your lap, on your knees. And let's just start our breath control here. So breath control, there's all different kinds of breath control. So let's just start with our victory breath, that ha sound in the back of our throat. Roll those shoulders back. Maybe play around with your head here, kind of stretch it out. We've had a long day. Good. Maybe do some cat-cows, seated cat-cows here. So inhale cow, exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Great. Interlace those fingers behind your back. Open up those shoulders. Pull those fingers, arms up. Try to touch those heels of those hands together. Again, play around with your head. Get that kind of stretched out for yourself. You know where you need it. Good. And relax. And let's get into tabletop. So I'm trying to make this short. So let's get going on here. Let's do some getting good alignment here. Spread out those fingers, knees right under your hips. Belly button to your spine. One long straight spine here from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Inhale cat, cow Exhale cat, rounding that back. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. This time let's stay in cow. Breathe here. Really pull those shoulders away from your ears. Press through your knuckles. Inhale here. Exhale, round that back. Tuck that pelvis, forehead to your belly button. Really press away with your shoulders away from your ears. Hold this here. And coming back into tabletop. Let's take our ear to hip. And inhale, come back up to neutral. Exhale, other side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back up to neutral tabletop. So I forgot to put my hair in a ponytail. It drives me crazy. So let's go ahead and let me get that done real quick. All right. So let's sit back on our heels and do child's pose. Sitting back on your heels, hands down by your sides here. Massage that forehead. Really a great practice here to massage that forehead, getting the stress of any kind of headache or stress in your forehead. Massaging it helps loosen it and helps that stress go away. Good. Extend those hands out into extended child's pose. Making sure the elbows are not on the ground, hollowing out those armpits. Spread those fingers wide. Pull those fingers towards the top of the mat. And let's walk our hands to the left. Side stretch here on your right. Breathe under your right arm. And let's walk our hands back to center and coming back to the left. Breathing under your left arm here. And walking it back to center. And let's do a child's pose threaded needle. So you're going to bring that right hand up, thread the needle, but sit back into child's pose. Put that left palm on top of your right palm. So your right ear is on the mat. Feeling that great stretch in your shoulders, in your back. And then take that left hand to the mat under your shoulder, right hand to the sky. And bring it back down. Take your left hand up, thread the needle, sit back into child's pose, palms on top. Really take that ear to the mat. Stretch those shoulders. Breathe into that stretch. And then take that right hand to the mat, left hand to the sky. And coming back to tabletop. Great. So let's walk our hands out into puppy pose. Hip right over the knees. Elbows are not on the ground here. Massaging that forehead again, really loosening up that stress there that's in that we carry in our forehead and our head. Massaging that belly button to your spine still. Really pull those fingers away from you. And then walk those hands back into tabletop. So extend that right leg out. Point the toes. Holding it here for 5 breaths. Really breathe in. Try to make the hip points parallel to the mat. Press into those knuckles. Doing that cupping effect in your hand. Really press into those knuckles. Inhale, extend a little bit more. Point those toes. Maybe flex and point. Good. Now lower the toes down. And let's rock back and forth. Stretching that calf muscle, stretching those toes. Again, you're really pressing into those knuckles, spreading those fingers wide. You should see the webbing in your hand here. Rocking back and forth. Inhale, extend it up, cross it over your left foot. And let's do the same thing. Keeping the same amount of pressure on each arm. So not more pressure on your left, equal amount of pressure, rocking back and forth, stretching that IT band here. Good, bringing that leg back up, point, flex one more time, and set that knee back down. Let's extend that left leg out, holding it here, equal amount of pressure on both hands and arms. Belly button to your spine, both hip points parallel to the mat. Great. Inhale here. Exhale, lower those toes to the ground. Rock back and forth, stretching that calf. Back and forth. Inhale, extend up and over to your right. Stretching that IT band. You're going to want to put more weight on your right hand. Keep equal amount of weight in both hands to get a good IT band stretch here. Rock back and forth. Inhale, extend the leg back out, point and flex. And then setting that knee back down. So let's do some wrist stretches here. Turn the fingers towards the long ways of the mat, outside. And let's just rock back and forth. So a lot of times that is the first place we hurt in yoga would be our wrists because we're collapsing in our wrists. So we need to strengthen them and stretch them. So now let's turn those fingers towards each other, rocking back and forth. Feels good. Again, those fingers are spread out. You should be able to see the webbing in your hands. Now turn those fingers towards your knees. Rocking back and forth. This is also good for if you've been using not a typewriter. They're not called typewriters anymore. Computer, laptop. So this would be a good. I guess that just showed how old I am. So pressing back and forth. Good. then bring those hands back to center, right underneath your shoulders. And now see if you can take them one at a time upside down. So the top of your hands on the mat. And if you want to do both at the same time, you can. I find it kind of awkward, so I'm only doing one at a time. Good. Going to my left hand now. Belly button to your spine. Don't forget that core. So you can work your core the whole practice. As long as you keep your belly button to your spine, you're really working that muscle. If you pay attention to it the whole practice. Great. And then bring your hands back to center. And let's lift up our left leg up. Flex that foot. You can stay here, tiger tail, or you can make it a deeper stretch and balance. Taking that right hand, grabbing that left foot. Kick into that hand. Press away with your hand, shoulders out of your ears. Kick in for a great back bend. You're also getting a good quad stretch here. The more you kick into that hand, the deeper stretch. And then lower back down. And let's make sure our right hand's right under our shoulders. Lift up that right leg. Bend that knee. Press away. You don't want the shoulder in the ear. Press away. If you want to challenge yourself for balance and do a back bend, take that left hand, grab that foot. Kick into that foot. You can feel it in your back, shoulder, and quad here. And release back down. Great. Now let's do some cat-cows here to counteract that back bend. Great. Good. And let's go side to side. Always want to do a counter pose after doing some type of back bends. Always feels good. All right, so we're back into tabletop. Tuck your toes, push back into down dog. Good. So feet are hip distance apart. Biceps are on each side of the ear here. Pressing into those finger pads, those knuckles. Pedal it out if that feels good to you. The energy should be feeling that your heels pulling towards the mat, belly button towards your thighs. So you're making an inverted V here. Good. Inhale, lift that left leg up, step it through, and almost to your left hand, but not all the way. And then turn that back foot where it's parallel to the back of the mat. Straighten that front leg, almost a slight bend. Coming up, windmill those hands around. And this, turn it into triangle pose. So hinge forward or to the side. So you're up, hinge, into triangle, stacking those shoulders. So your hand can hover, it can be on that shin here, or it can be on a block. If you want a deeper stretch of your side, pull that arm towards the front wall or the side wall. Stay in here. Great. Coming back up on the inhale. Coming into five-pointed star. Turn the right foot towards the right side of the room. Adjust that back foot, front heels in line with the arch of that back foot. Hinge to the right. And then let's go into triangle pose. Again, hovering that hand or the hand on your shin. So you don't want to be leaning forward. You need to stack those shoulders, heart towards the sky. Again, if you want a deeper stretch, bring that hand around. And then come back up on the inhale. Five-pointed star, windmill those hands down into plank pose. Hold the plank pose. Again, always an option to go to your knees. Just make sure you're not collapsing in either kind of plank. A long spine from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Let's get our feet hip distance apart. Holding this here, not our breath, holding the plank. Good. And then, whatever plank position you're in, lower to your belly. And let's come up into Cobra. Straight ahead. And then lower back down. Let's place those elbows under our shoulders. Spread those fingers wide into Sphinx pose. Pull the pinkies of your feet towards the mat, so you're lifting those kneecaps. This is also a back bend here. Spread those fingers. You don't want to collapse and have your shoulders and your ears press away from the ground. Breathe into the stretch. It's an active stretch, lifting those kneecaps off the ground, stretching that back, and then release. And let's place our hands under our shoulders, press up into upward facing dog. So the wrists are right under your shoulders. The only things touching in upward facing dog are the tops of your feet and your hands. The gaze is straight forward. So if you don't like upward facing dog, just do Cobra here. And then tuck your toes, push back into down dog. Pedal it out. Really exaggerate it. You're trying to relax, stretching all those muscles you use during the day. Great. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Bend that knee, step it through to your left hand. Drop your right knee. Good. Low lunge here. So you can use your blocks here to keep a straight spine, or if you can tense your hands, that's fine too. So really pull those right toes towards the back of the mat. Pulsing, swaying. Get a good stretch out of this. And we're going to turn it into half monkey. Half monkey means half splits. So we're going to walk our hands back. Keep that hip right over that knee. Pull those toes up into half monkey. Toes towards your shin. So inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half monkey. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half monkey. Inhale, low lunge. Press that pelvis forward. Exhale, half monkey. Inhale, low lunge. That's the last one. Tuck your right toes. Place your hands on the mat. Take that left foot back to meet your right into down dog. Good. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Bend that knee, step it through to your right hand. Drop that left knee. Pull those left toes back. Press that pelvis forward. Pulsing, swaying, whatever feels good. Getting that good groin stretch. Get that good alignment here. So we're not dropping our head. We need a straight line from the crown of our head to our tailbone. Pulsing, swaying. And then let's move it into half monkey. Straightening that right leg. Pull those toes towards your shin here. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Last time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale into low lunge. And let's do that flow now. Inhale here. Exhale, half monkey. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half monkey. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half monkey. Last time. Inhale, low lunge. Tuck your toes. Take your right foot back to meet your left into down dog. Let's do a vinyasa here. Inhale, plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Great. Holding it here, pressing into those knuckles. And then tuck your toes. Push back into down dog. Pedal it out. And then drop to your knees. Cross those ankles. And sit back into staff pose. So staff pose, toes are straight ahead. I mean straight towards the ceiling here. So let's sit head over heart over pelvis. Palms of our hands are right under our shoulders, belly button to your spine. Shoulders are away from my ears, not up this way. So pull those toes, make it active feet here. Active knees here, lifting those kneecaps. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, grab those toes. Staying here. Breathing into that stretch. And maybe if with every exhale, take those heels a little bit further away. Inhale here. Exhale, scoot them a little bit further away. Inhale here. Exhale, scoot those heels a little bit further away. Inhale here. Exhale, scoot those a little bit further away. Just go for where you can go, where you are today. Every day is different. You might have done an activity where you're pretty sore and you can't do it, or you're stiff. Just go where you can go today. Good. And release, coming back up into staff pose. Bend that right knee. Take that right foot over to the other side of your left knee. We're going to do a modified version in the Marichi pose. So take that left hand, hug that right knee into your chest. Take that right hand behind for a twist. You should be feeling this right in your right hip here. You're not hunched over, sitting head over heart. Holding it here. Hug it in. And then take that left elbow on the thigh of our right. And then twist a little bit more. Inhale, lift from the crown. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. Good. And release. Bringing that right leg down to the ground. Bend that left knee. Hug that, take that right arm, hug that knee into your chest. Left arm behind. Really a tight squeeze. Ooh, I forgot to cross it over. Tight squeeze here. I knew I wasn't doing something right when I wasn't feeling the stretch there. Should be feeling this in your left hip. Good. And then let's take that right elbow past our left thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Good. And release. Bringing that legs back into staff pose. Good. And then let's cross our ankles, coming back into tabletop. Push back up into down dog. Let's take a vinyasa here. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Staying here, pressing into those knuckles. And then tuck your toes. Push back into down dog. Pedal it out. It's your last down dog. If you want to really exaggerate it, circling those hips. And let's do 2 cleansing breaths here. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Good. And drop to your knees. Cross those ankles, coming back into seated. Let's put the soles of our feet together for bound angle. So Interlace those fingers, place them under your feet. Use it as leverage. You're still head over heart over pelvis. We're not slouched over. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Holding it here. You can even use your elbows as pushing those knees out. I have really tight hips, so this feels really good. I need this stretch. Breathe into this stretch. Should be making a bound angle with your legs here. Should be making like a diamond shape. And then come back up. Let's do some cat-cows. Pull those pinky toes. Take those thumbs into the arches of your feet. Pull those pinky toes together. And let's do some cat-cows. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Rounding that back, belly button to your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round that back, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. All right, stay in inbound angle. Take those thumbs and then massage those arches of your feet, or in between the big toe mound right there. Some pressure points that feel really good. Massaging, especially if you've been on your feet all day. Massage those arches before we lay down. Lay down is next. Really massage. Good. Maybe even massage your toes. Placing your fingers in between your toes feels really good too. Stretching them out. They're stuck in shoes all day, so it feels good to stretch them out. And release. So let's slowly lay down. And let's cross our legs like we were just crossing our legs under the table. Take our hands to a T. So this is called twisted root. So take that twisted root over to the right for a spinal twist, keeping that left shoulder on the ground. And if it's too intense, just uncross your legs. Breathing into that good spinal twist here. So good to do twists for your spine. And coming back up, cross your right leg over, and let's do twisted root on the other side. Trying to keep that right shoulder on the ground, gaze is to your right. And then coming back up to center. And cross your legs. And then place your feet back on the ground. Palms up. Shoulders down, away from your ears. And let's point our feet. Hold, 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 hold. And relax. Do your quads now. Strengthen those quads. Tighten them, tighten them, tighten them. And relax. Now let's tighten our glutes. Tighten, 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 and relax. And let's make fists. Make those fists tighten, 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 and relax. And let's straighten our arms out long. Tighten, 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 and relax. And let's pretend we're like looking back, arching our back. Tighten, 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 and relax. Shoulders up to your ears. Tighten, 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 and relax. Squinting those eyes. Tighten, 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 and relax. And just enjoy that relaxation here. Again, just like with any of my other practices, I'm going to end this here, but you can stay as long as you want. I encourage you to stay between 3 to 5 minutes and let the nutrients of this relaxation practice soak in to your body. So I hope you have a great rest of that day or evening or whenever you did this practice.